Hello students, good morning all. Welcome back to our online session of entrepreneurship development. Today we are at the end of our first unit. Till now we have seen that entrepreneurship as a career. Second point, that is traits of successful entrepreneur or entrepreneur, that are consistency, creativity, initiativeness, independent decision making, assertiveness, persuasion, persistence, information seeking, handling business communication, commitment to work contract, calculated risk taking. These are the different traits for successful entrepreneur. The next point was entrepreneurship, scope in local and global market. After that we have seen what is entrepreneur and what is entrepreneur, the difference between that two. Then we have seen types of enterprises and their features related to the manufacturing, service and trading. And today in this session we will see the last point of first unit, that is steps in setting up of a business. Let's start with the steps in setting up of a business. There are various steps. You want to make sure you prepare thoroughly before starting a business, but realize that things will almost certainly go away. To run a successful business, you must adapt to changing situations. Remember, there are no limits on who can become a great entrepreneur. Talk to any entrepreneur or small business owner and you will quickly learn that starting a business requires a lot of work. An idea doesn't become a business without effort. Some entrepreneurs understand the effort necessary to create a business, but they might not be familiar with the many steps required to launch a business venture. If you are willing to put in the effort to build a business, you are going to want to know the steps needed to reach your goals. Tasks like naming the business and creating a logo are obvious, but what about the less heralded equally important steps? Whether it is determining your business structure or crafting a detailed marketing strategy, the workload can quickly pile up. Rather than spinning your wheels and guessing at where to start, follow these following steps to transform your business from a light bulb above your head to a real entity. There are list of steps they can use to start their own business. From business type to business model to physical location, there are so many variables. However, there are things that every business needs to do get off to the ground. So, here are the key steps you need to take to start your own business. Just remember, be flexible. Every business is unique and you may need to refine this list as you go. The first one step is that assess your business idea, or you can say refine your idea. That is, if you are thinking about starting a business, you likely already have an idea of what you want to sell or at least the market you want to enter. Do a quick search for existing companies in your chosen industry, learn what current brand leaders are doing and figure out how you can do it better. If you think your business can deliver something other companies don't, or deliver the same thing only faster and cheaper, you will have you have got a solid idea and are ready to create a business plan. Remember one thing, that always start with why. It is good to know why you are launching your business. In this process, it may be wise to differentiate between the business serves a personal why or marketplace why. When your why is focused on meeting a need in the marketplace, the scope of your business will always be larger than a business that is designed to serve a personal need. Most likely, you have already identified a business idea, so now it's time to balance it with a little reality. Does your idea have a potential to succeed? Answer: you will need to run your business idea through a validation process before you go any further. In order for small business to be successful, it must solve a problem, fulfill need, or offer something the market wants. There are a number of ways you can identify this need, including research, focus groups, and even trial and error. As you explore the market, some of the questions you should answer include: is there a need for your anticipated products or services? Who needs it? Or are there other companies offering similar products or service now? What is the competition like? How will your business fit into the market? These are some questionnaires. Don't forget to ask yourself such type of questions too about starting a business before you take the chance of doing a business. Also, you can say the only way you can know if your business idea is going to work is by undertaking market research. This could involve researching information on the industry, undertaking competitor analysis, and surveying potential customers. Determine the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, that is SWOT analysis of your business idea. Analyze your market research with an open and unbiased mind. If your research shows that a proposed business venture has a high probability of failure, it would be unwise for you to proceed. When you are first thinking about how to start a business, you will likely fall into one of two categories. First, you might be a reluctant entrepreneur. You have stumbled on an amazing business idea but are unsure about the process of launching new business. If this is the case, you can skip ahead to the section discussing market research. Even if you think you have an excellent business idea, you need to do adequate market research to make sure your target audience feels the same way. On the other hand, you might have the ambitious, independent, adventurous vibes of an entrepreneur. In this case, you might be itching to get out of your day job but have no idea what kind of small business to start. Business exists across many variables, and therefore it's important to think outside the box. In this way, when you are trying to determine how to start a business, the first step you will want to take is to decide on the perfect business idea. To find the right business idea, you can ask some few questions also, like what skills do you have, what resources are at your disposal, what need could you fill, and the last one is that can you break into an industry with existing players by doing something better or different than they are doing. Likewise, considering these questions, you can assess your business idea. The second step is that write a business plan. Business planning is fundamental to success in business. It is the key to making things happen and reaching goals. A business plan can be used as an operating tool that will help you to make important decisions and manage your business effectively. The business plan also has a number of other uses. Your business plan is the foundation of your business. It is a roadmap for how to structure, run, and grow your new business. You will use it to convince people that working with you or investing in your company. It is smart choice. Once you have your idea in place, you need to ask yourself a few important questions. What is the purpose of your business? Who are you selling to? What are your end goals? How will you finance your startup cost? These questions can be answered in a well-written business plan. A lot of mistakes are made by new businesses rushing into things without pondering these aspects of the business. You need to find your target customer base. Who is going to buy your product or service? If you can't find evidence that there is a demand for your idea, then what would be the point? You need a plan in order to make your business idea a reality. A business plan is a blueprint that will guide your business from the startup phase through establishment and eventually business growth, and it is must have for all new businesses. The good news is that there are different types of business plans for different types of businesses. Traditional business plan and lean startup plan. Traditional business plan format. You might prefer a traditional business plan format if you are very detail oriented, want a comprehensive plan or plan to request financing from traditional sources. When you write your business plan, you don't have to stick to the exact business plan outline. Instead, use the sections that make the most sense for your business and your needs. Traditional business plans use some combination of these 9 sections. Then second one is lean startup format. You might prefer a lean startup format if you want to explain or start your business quickly. Your business is relatively simple or you plan to regularly change and refine your business plan. Lean startup formats are charts that use only a handful of elements to describe your company's value proposition, infrastructure, customers, and finances. They are useful for visualizing trade-offs and fundamental facts about your company. There are many versions of lean startup templates, but one of the oldest and most well-known is Business Model Canvas. You can search the web to find free templates of the Business Model Canvas or other versions to build your business plan. This is about writing a business plan. The next one step is plan your finances. Starting any business has a price, so you need to determine how you are going to cover those costs. Do you have the means to fund your startup, or will you need to borrow money? If you are planning to leave your current job to focus on your business, do you have money put away to support yourself until you make a profit? It's best to find out how much your startup cost will be. Many startups fail because they run out of money before turning a profit. It's never a bad idea to overestimate the amount of startup capital you need, as it can be a while before the business begins to bring in sustainable revenue. Starting a small business doesn't have to require a lot of money, but it will involve some initial investment as well as the ability to cover ongoing expenses before you are turning a profit. Put together a spreadsheet that estimates the one-time startup cost for your business, as well as what you anticipate you will need to keep your business running for at least 12 months. Those numbers combined in the initial investment you will need. Now that you have a rough number in mind, there are a number of ways you can fund your small business, including financing, small business loans, small business grants, angel investors, crowdfunding, You can also attempt to get your business off the ground by bootstrapping, using a little capital as necessary to start your business. You may find that a combination of the paths listed above work best. The goal here is to work through the options and create a plan for setting up the capital you need to get your business off the ground. Every business has different needs and no financial solution is one size fits all. Your personal financial solution and vision for your business will shape the financial future of your business. Once you know how much startup funding you will need, it's time to figure out how you will get it. In this picture you can see there are types: self-funding. You can also take money from investors, and also there is option of loan. Now the next one is pick your business location. Your business location determines the taxes, zoning laws and regulations your business will be subject to. You will need to make a strategic decision about which state, city and neighborhood you choose to start your business in. Your business location is one of the most important decisions you will make. Where you are setting up a brick and mortar business or launching as an online store, the choices you make could affect your taxes, legal requirements and revenue. You will need to register your business, pay taxes and get license and permits in the place you choose to locate your business. Where you locate your business depends in part of location of your target market, business partners and your personal preferences. In addition, you should consider the costs, benefits and restrictions of different government agencies. This is about your business location. The next step is that determine your legal business structure. Your small business can be sole trader, partnership, corporation, S corporation, limited liability company. The business entity you choose will impact many factors, from your business name to your liability to how you file your taxes. You may choose an initial business structure and then reevaluate and change your structure as your business grows and needs changes. Depending on the complexity of your business, it may be worth investing in a self-consultation from an attorney or CPA to ensure you are making the right structure choice for your business. In this image you can see types of business structures. Likewise, now that you have completed some of the big picture planning, it's time to get down to some of the details involved with starting a small business. One of the points to note about how to start a business is that you will have more paperwork and legal requirements to fulfill when you begin than at any other point in your business. This being said, however, taking the time to properly establish your new business from the start will save you your time, effort and potentially even greater consequences down the line. Therefore, the first of these official tasks on your new business to-do list it to decide on a business entity structure for your business. The structure you choose will impact how you file state and federated business taxes, the roles of different team members and how you can be held liable in the event that a customer or other stakeholder files a legal claim against your business. Because of the long-term and potentially weighty impact of your chosen business structure, it's a good idea to consult a business attorney to help you make this choice. Here is quick primer into the various business structures you can choose from. Sole proprietorship. This is the most basic form of business structure in which you alone own the company and are responsible for any liabilities associated with it. If you plan to operate a service business and won't be taking on fixed assets or hiring any employees, a sole trader might be the perfect structure for you. Then second one is partnership. This structure defines a single business in which two or more individuals are owners. There are few different small business partnership structures you can choose from, including a general partnership and limited partnership or a joint venture. Most lawyers won't recommended partnerships as a business structure. However, because like a sole traders, they don't offer much protection from liability. Next one is corporation. A corporation is more complex business structure usually reserved for larger companies or those in particularly high liability industries looking for a little extra insulation. If you expect your business to eventually take on a lot of employees, it could be worth setting up a corporation now. A C corporation is always the best business structure for raising money from investors. Next one is S corporation. This business structure is very similar to the regular C corporation with one notable exception. C corps face double taxation. They are taxed once at the business level and then shareholders get taxed again on dividends at the personal level. And the next one is, in contrast, S corporation income passes through a business owner's personal tax return. If you think you may need the structure of a corporation but don't want to miss with complicated dividend filings, and S corporation might be great middle ground for you. And the last one is limited liability company, that is LLC, offering the liability protections of a corporation along with the flexibility and tax simplicity of a sole traders or partnership. The limited liability company is the best of both worlds business structure that has grown significantly in popularity over recent years. Ultimately, choosing a structure for your business is one area where your smartest bet is to consult a business attorney for individual advice. It's an important decision that will have long-term impacts on how you do business, so you will want to do your research and make sure that you fully understand the implications of whatever structure you choose. This is about the determination of legal business structure. Next one step is that check your legal obligations. In this, there are legal obligations associated with starting a business, including licenses, registrations, taxation and insurance. Before you start trading, make sure that you understand your legal obligations in order to avoid any fines or penalties. In this, register your business name with the company's registration office. You will need to understand your tax obligations and register as self-employed with your local revenue office. You will need to be aware of your statutory obligations such as trading licenses, planning permission, insurance, health and safety, patents and so on. LLC also have to get an EIN if they plan on hiring employees. You can obtain an employer identification number easily and for free by applying online on the IRS website. Next one is that register for state and local taxes. In addition to federal business taxes, most states will require you to pay income and employment taxes for your business. Certain states have additional requirements like state mandated workers, compensation and unemployment insurance. Registration requirements and filing procedures vary widely from state to state. So you can visit this to access business tax information specific where you live. Now the next one step, that is 8th step, is build your support team. Unless you are planning to be your only employee, you are going to need to hire a great team to get your company off the ground. Entrepreneurs need to give the people element of their businesses the same attention they give their products. Your product is built by people. Identifying your founding team, understanding what gaps exist and how and when you will address them should be the top priority. Figuring out how the team will work together is equally important. Defining roles and responsibility, division of labor, how to give feedback or how to work together when not everyone is in the same room will save you a lot of headaches down the line. It is advisable to surround yourself with the trusted and reliable advisors who can help you with the startup issues and then assist you as your business develops. Your support team may include an accountant, lawyer or industry association. Our building your support team series has more information to help you get started. After that, choose your vendors. Running a business can be overwhelming and you and your team probably are not going to be able to do it all on your own. That's where third-party vendors come in. Companies in every industry from HR to business phone system exist to partner with you and help you run your business better. When you are searching for partners, you will have to choose carefully. These companies will have access to vital and potentially sensitive business data. So it's critical to find someone you can trust. Our expert sources recommended asking potential vendors about their experience in your industry, their track record with existing clients and what kind of growth they have helped other clients achieve. Business News Daily offers reviews of the best vendors across a wide range of product and service categories. The next one step is that brand yourself and advertise. Before you start selling your product or service, you need to build up your brand and get a following of people ready to jump when you open your literal or figurative doors for business. Create a logo that can help people easily identify your brand and be consistent in using it across all of your platforms, including your all important company's website. Use social media to spread the word about your new business, perhaps as a promotional tool to offer coupons and discounts to followers once you launch. Also, you can see related reviews, best email marketing software and services for current year. Be sure to also keep these digital assets up to date with relevant, interesting content about your business and industry. The issue is they see their website as a cost, not an investment. In today's digital age, that's a huge mistake. The small business owners who understand how critical it is to have a great online presence will have a leg up on starting out strong. Creating a marketing plan that goes beyond your launch is essential to building a clientele by continually getting the word out about your business. This process, especially in the beginning, is just as important as providing a quality product or service. This is about branding and advertising yourself. And the last one is grow your business. Your launch and first sales are only the beginning of your task as an entrepreneur. To make a profit and stay afloat, you always need to be growing your business. It's going to take time and effort, but you will get out of your business what you put into it. Collaborating with more established brands in your industry is a great way to achieve growth. Reach out to other companies or even websites like businessnewsdaily.com and ask for some promotion in exchange for a free product, sample or service. Partner with a charity organization and volunteer some of your time or products to get your name out there. To grow your business quickly, check out our business growth tips website. While these tips will help launch your business and get you set to grow, they are never a perfect plan. You want to make sure you prepare thoroughly for starting a business, but things will almost certainly go away. To run a successful business, you must adapt to changing situations. So always be prepared to adjust. These all are the steps for setting up of a business. If you want to start a business and also want to be a successful entrepreneur, then follow these steps. In this way, we have completed here our first unit, and from that we conclude that here you all achieved the following outcomes, unit outcomes. That is, you all are able to describe the procedure to evaluate your entrepreneur traits as a career option for the given product to be manufactured or services to be rendered. Means what? You all are able to choose as a entrepreneur as a career option. The second one, unit outcome, is that you all are able to explain the given terms related to entrepreneurship. That is entrepreneurship and all. Then next one unit outcome is that you all are able to describe the salient features of the resources required for starting the specified enterprise. And the last one is that you all are able to identify the characteristics for a given type of enterprise. If you all are able to do the following things, then you successfully get this chapter. That is, you successfully get the concepts of first unit. And in the next session, we will meet with the next unit, second unit with new concept. Thank you so much.